Anything for DC?
Surprise, no. Thrown off a little bit, but I mean, shit, that's on him. I don't know. Like,
Lamont, I don't know the exact details or stuff that we've heard, but I think he's gonna have Calvin in his corner this time. I think he will have Kenny, but he's not gonna have Calvin. I think that's probably gonna be like an advantage for you since he's gonna have somebody new in his corner, if I'm not mistaken.
more than likely, I think that's a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Be with your trainer, your lifetime, your career.
Just when you thought the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach rivalry couldn't get more intense, boom, the rematch press conference just blew the roof off. Out of nowhere, Tank's longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, ambushed Lamont Roach with a no-holds-barred verbal attack, live on air, in front of the entire boxing world. No filter, no hesitation, pure chaos.
And Gervonta Tank Davis just been released to the public. We know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, you know. Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight, you understand? Because Roach he come to fight, and I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about why Roach, because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
So get ready, this press tour's just heating up. Expect more verbal shots, more tension, maybe even some physical ones before fight night. This rematch, it's revenge versus redemption, legacy versus ego, and it's must-watch boxing. What do you think? Was Calvin's press conference moment genius mind games or a dangerous mistake? Drop your take in the comments. Team Tank, Team Roach, or just here for the fireworks, hit that like button, subscribe for upgrades, and ring the bell, because this ride is far from over.
The thing I'm getting out of this, you know, Roach took the fight. It gives him a chance to really be that guy. Because Roach put in a lot of work, and he's a champion, you know. What's the best for him? I'm hoping that he do what I need him to do. You know what I'm saying? You see how I asked him, are you ready? You know what I'm saying? Because I need somebody that's going to really push Tank, so I can see different levels.
Bottom line, June 21st is now about way more than just Davis versus Roach. It's about legacy, respect, mental warfare, and if Calvin and Tank are 100% in sync, this whole thing could implode. Meanwhile, Team Roach is riding the wave. They've got momentum, motivation, and now a target. So when Calvin stood up and went at Roach Sr. like that, it wasn't just strategy, it was personal. That was heart speaking, and when Calvin Ford speaks from the heart, people listen. Roach definitely felt it.
I don't want to say that's the blueprint. I just think that, you know, that my plan unfolded the right way.
Even when Tank was beefing with Floyd Mayweather, tweeting cryptic messages and threatening to leave, Calvin never chose sides. He stayed loyal to the fighter, not the headlines.
Did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't thought enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that, or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, there have been rumors, fallouts, tension, maybe Calvin stepping away, but he's still right there in the corner, holding mitts, keeping Tank focused.
Four cards, judge at the ringside. Eric Marlinski scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scores about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Calvin found Tank as a wild kid in Baltimore and turned him into a world champion. He's been in his corner through it all in and out of the ring. This is more than press conference drama, it's a mental war that could decide the outcome. But let's not forget, Calvin isn't just a coach to Tank, he's a father figure. This isn't a temporary partnership, it's a lifelong bond.
I mean, fight. It's a fight. People going to make
Vegas is going to be on fire.
You know when you make a mistake. What happens when you make a mistake? You know, the guy sees you make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like again, both of them undefeated. Both of them got that so-called power. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know what Youngin gonna bring. Right now, the thing is, it's manifesting that, you know, very, that's all. To me, you know, working good. I'm trying to make his body good because I said we want to endure all the punishment. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing, I'm trying to put on a show for the others to come. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's just door open for these type of fights. You know what I'm saying? Because we see the vision of where we're trying to go ahead. Gervonta always said, man, coach, time is down. You know, we ain't second guessing ourselves because we host it. We're going to stay here. You know what I'm saying? The only way we do.
If Calvin's trying to mess with Roach psychologically, it's risky. Because while it might throw Roach off, it could also damage his own bond with Tank. And in boxing, a broken camp can break a fight.
I thought it was bullshit. A knee, you could take a knee. I don't care if it was greasing your eyes. A knockdown. There's no excuse for that. And I would like for the New York Commission to overturn that for the sport of boxing, so shit like that can't happen, especially on the A side. Everything that happens and people get away with it is always when it's the A side. You go back to all the history of boxing. So this could have been a chance for them to make boxing, you know, people respect it a little bit more if they would have overturned that point and gave the round to Lamont, which would have gave us the victory. But I thought we want to fight without that. But either way, you know, take a knee, that's a knockdown. You can go back. Everybody been watching boxing 20, 30 years. Anybody took a knee, that's a knockdown. And this was for a punch too. So that made it even worse.
So for Calvin to go off like this publicly, it hints at something deeper brewing. Word is, he's been frustrated with Tank's attitude since the draw. Some even whisper he's been considering other moves and that tension is spilling into the spotlight.
Go to work.
So you think he need to turn his phone off, man, come off social as he trains for December?
Man, it's tough, but we try to ignore the noise. He do for the most part. He handling it very well, but we locked in, man. You know what I'm saying? Lamont just classy guy, man. But you know, he a rattlesnake too, man. People don't know he mean, man. So you know, you come at him, you know, he gonna bark back sometimes, and people don't be ready for when he come back.
We seeing it. So if it's a rematch in that, man, we gotta have it here, man. Oh yeah, Northwest Stadium. We gotta do something big, man.
Yeah, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, part 2, you know what I'm saying, we gotta get past part 1, but you know what I'm saying, but I would have loved for the fight to be here at home in the city for the fans. It would have brought a lot to this area. So, but either way, we're gonna.
And here's the twist: this isn't just trainer talk. It's a full-blown coaching feud. In boxing, that's sacred territory. Trainers and fighters have deep bonds built on trust and legacy like Tyson and Cus D'Amato or Canelo and Eddie. Reynoso. Calvin's been there for Tank since day one, molding his slick style, mitt work, and killer mindset.
At DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin. You know what I mean? I got Calvin tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean? I don't know. Calvin is pops. He ain't going nowhere. I got that nigga tatted on me. This shit, loyalty over everything. Jackson, bro.
The crowd was buzzing. Roach Sr. tried to stay composed, but the tension was real. Then Calvin turned it up a notch. If Lamont wants this belt, he better earn it. Hype and social media won't cut it. And the final shot, Calvin challenged Roach Sr. to show up in the ring himself out of the corner and into the fire. Talk is cheap. Let's see if you can back it up in Vegas, not from the sidelines. The room erupted. It felt less like a press conference and more like a 90s heavyweight. Grudge match build-up raw, unscripted, electric.
Do it. Them guys don't understand. They do that on the club level fight. Opponents, they say, y'all don't want to get knocked out by this guy, so I'm going to come in heavy. They're going to need to fight because they got to take the fight because they kind of get the numbers. That's what they do on the lower ends. But now, they splitting the strip and doing it on the high end. You know what I'm saying? So that practice, you will start seeing that a lot now. But how we doing it now?
You know what I'm saying? Tank does that, you know, to get a eyebrow out of people. Like, you know how the Rock, when he put the eyebrow out, and he did get it. That's just like.
So what lit the fire? Calvin Ford grabbed the mic, and instead of the usual trainer hype speech, he went straight for Lamont Roach Sr.
See, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to get to your body. No, he's going to the body. Oh, that's the same. That means you got to go get it. You got to go to him. You got to block. You think what's the bad thing? Bang. Yeah. Wow. The next. Pop. That's what I want to do. Good. You got Mike. You got Mike. Oh, fine.
Meanwhile, Team Roach kept throwing jabs online, calling for a rematch. One they finally locked in for June 21st in Las Vegas. Everything's on the line: championship, gold, pride, and bragging rights. And now with this live press conference explosion, this has become more than just a fight. It's personal, a war of loyalty, pressure, and mind games.
Enter to him and make him open up here to make him work. When you get close, he can't fucking fight in the inside. Trust me. How long you been trusting me? Get close to him and just keep poking. When I say penitentiary, put a knife in him. Put him in him. Put him together. Yeah, go to the body. Remember, take the wild shot.
What's important is this: the bad blood never stopped brewing. Calvin Ford and Tank were reportedly clashing behind closed doors over tactics, attitude, and even Tank's mental game.
My journey's crazy. That's why I said this. Yo, you can't write this, man. You cannot write this. My experience being gone and all the stuff that I went through preparing me for where I'm at today. You know, and Tank is older. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do to take us the rest of the way. And this is his take us the rest of the way fight.
That night divided the boxing community. Some believe Roach did enough to win. Others felt Tank got robbed by the scorecards.
One hand, he came in the corner at the 6th round and said, my hand is hurting. If you look at the tape, I said, man, I don't want to hear that. Fight through it. And he done it. Y'all got to give this young man his props. Man, he come in day in and day out. And you hear him keep saying, he fight who they put in front of him. And we don't turn down nothing but our callers. So whatever they say to do, we're going to get the job done. That's the blue collar way.
But before we dive into the chaos, let's rewind. The Davis Roach saga is already legendary. Their first clash in March ended in a controversial majority draw. Experts, fans, and Twitter went into meltdown mode, especially after that moment. In round 9, when Tank took a knee, blaming an eye irritation. Yep, the whole hair grease controversy.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we saying what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to reveal itself, you know. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man. They can't stand it, you know. Calm is a... I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows. He knows.
Cameras flashing, fans screaming, and then boom, Calvin Ford, the man behind Tank's rise, steps forward and drops a bomb no one expected. Lamont Roach Sr., father and trainer, was visibly stunned, and remember, the tension between both camps has been building for weeks, but this was on another level. It wasn't a leak. It wasn't gossip. It was raw, unfiltered reality live.
Frank was on stage. He said, "I'm going to beat Tank's ass." What's your response to that?
Nah, a lot of them said that. A lot of them said that, and I want him to have that attitude because, again, I know what's under the hood with him. He's forward built tough.